Now, it also says a lot about nationalized socialistic health care, Alex, as you well know. Because if the states cannot be forced to participate in a federal regulatory program, then we have 30 states suing right now that don't need to sue at all. All they need to do is ask for summary judgment based on our case. This case already proves that nationalized socialistic health care is unconstitutional, and the states do not have to go along.
But the Romans knew that roads were key to controlling areas. That's why all roads led to Rome in the old world 2,000 plus years ago. That's why they brought in NAFTA superhighways and the federal highways. Now they can tax and control those and control the communities. They take our tax money, send it to Washington, then build the roads. It's incredible. Sheriff Mack, amazing. That's why I wanted to go over that key Supreme Court ruling that you got to show the power of the individual, the power of the ruling, and to illustrate the 10th Amendment. Now we're going to come back and talk about state powers with the borders and everything else, and not just to take over the legislatures, that's our right and duty, but the Sheriff's Department, straight ahead with an American hero, Richard Mack. Sheriff Richard Mack is our guest till the end of the transmission, coming up here in about 35 minutes. Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic is a new documentary film with R.J. Harris, Michael Bagnerick, Alex Jones, Richard Mack, Edwin Vieira, Cynthia Davis, Charles Key, and many others. This film is so important because it really supercharges the Tea Parties and libertarian groups and pro-America organizations that want to save our country from globalism by illustrating the 9th and 10th Amendment, by illustrating the power of the sheriff, by illustrating the power of the state legislature, and how it's our right and duty to stand up for this nation. The fact that the feds are doing this is treason by every measurement. And so that is available at Infowars.com. Also, the new film, The Secret of Oz, Solutions for a Broken Economy, amazing film by the maker of The Money Masters, Bill Still. This has got a lot of great solutions as well. You want solutions, that's what we're all about at Infowars.com. All right, Sheriff Mack, this is a short segment, but you've got the floor. Let's break down your metamorphosis, your awakening to the 10th Amendment, and that leading you now to be one of the main leaders really carrying the torch of freedom and having people rediscover the power of the state, and particularly the sheriff, another key battlefront that we're on.
Yeah, it is that, and like I say, I think it's our only hope left. Now, I'm reading from a little pocket-sized brief of the case, and if anybody would like to get that, it's called The Victory for State Sovereignty, the Mack Prince versus USA case, and it's available at my website, and it's sheriff-mack.com. You can also get the book, The County Sheriff, America's Last Hope, which everyone should have a copy of both of these. This little booklet that I have in my hand that I'm reviewing with you right now regarding this case, the most powerful and monumental 10th Amendment decision in the history of our country. This was all about states' rights. It talks about the EPA being unconstitutional. It talks about the states not being puppets of the ventriloquist Congress. It talks about the Supremacy Clause, and that is a key component of this whole thing, because Barack Obama is saying he wants to sue Arizona on the Supremacy Clause. Well, Justice Scalia already says that the Supremacy Clause does not give the federal government supremacy. It says that the Constitution is supreme, not the federal government, and that's a huge difference. And one of the key components of this case is that the decision is based on this, and Scalia, who wrote the decision, says this over and over in the decision, and I quote, "State legislatures are not subject to federal direction," end quote. So if we are not subject to federal direction, and if we indeed, as this case says, if the states are indeed sovereign, then that means that the federal government is not our boss. They cannot tell us what to do. They cannot issue directives to the states. They cannot control our land, our water, our education, our health care, or anything else that they're trying to shove down our throats. So where do we go to make sure that we know and understand this? The same place I went. Now, Alex, you mentioned I was a rookie cop in Provo, Utah. When I was there, I made a huge mistake. I actually read the Constitution. I took my oath of office after that very seriously. I dedicated... Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I thought my phone went dead there.
No, I didn't hear a click. Go ahead.
Okay, good. But I made a commitment to myself that I would never go against the Constitution, that I would uphold and defend the Constitution just like I promised to do. And if we wake up local officials to that principle, that they'll keep their word when they swear an oath that is required by Article 6 of our own Constitution, that the Founding Fathers put in there, that all state and local officials would be required to swear allegiance not to the king, not to the president, not to some bureaucracy, not to the governor, but to the people, that we promised that we would uphold and defend their constitutional rights. And if we had everybody in local government doing just that, if every sheriff, in fact, if we only had 300 or 400 or 500 of the 3,000 sheriffs in this country actually keeping their oath and defending the Constitution against all enemies, both foreign and domestic, if we actually had that, Alex, we would get our freedom back tomorrow.
Oh, it would paralyze the New World Order, and that's why they're demonizing you. That's why they're so scared, and that's why everybody's got to go to your website and get your book and give it to their sheriff. Some sheriffs won't read a book, but they need to. You can get them Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic at Infowars.com. Give them the book and the video, and go down there and hand deliver it and say, Sheriff, you know, America's in a lot of trouble, you know, and this has got the solutions, and this will help you rediscover what you're really supposed to do, and that you're not a kept, vestigial, ceremonial, ventriloquist, as you describe it, a muppet of the New World Order. We're going to come right back from break.
Listen up.